Hey there, it's Chris again, and I do layman tech reviews on gadgets, especially cameras and digital accessories, or anything that makes my life easier as a parent of 3 young kids. Now, for today, I just want to continue on talking about my passion for macro photography. I think in the previous video I talked about the ways you can do it with a smartphone, where you can take really nice macro close-up shots using your iPhone or your Android phone, but with a clip-on macro lens. But for today, I just want to show you my Olympus setup. Why did I get an Olympus for macro photography? This is an Olympus Micro Four Thirds system. It's because Micro Four Thirds is good sensor size, I suppose, for macro photography. It allows you to purchase a reasonably sharp, good macro lens, and there are many options to do macro photography on a camera like this. Now, the other reason why I chose the Olympus system is because of this powerful 5-axis stabilization. And when I do macro photography, I like to go handheld, not using some tripod or using extra lighting. So if I go handheld, my hands tend to be shaky. So with the 5-axis image stabilization, it helps to stabilize the shot. And you can get that clean, sharp picture. Now, how do I do macro photography? I basically use my favorite lens, which is the Zuiko M-Zuiko 60mm f2.8, I think. This is one of the best macro lens I have. I also have the Panasonic Leica 45mm, but 45mm means you have to get pretty close to the subject. I like to take I like to take pictures of insects and flowers. For flowers, yeah, you can go a bit further away, but for insects, I tend to want to go nearer. Sorry, not nearer. I tend to want to go further away so that I don't scare the insect. So 45mm means I have to get really close to the insect if I want to take a close-up shot. But for the 60 is just the nice focusing distance so that I can be a little bit further away from the subject, and then I can just take a picture of it and it will still be close up. So this is the best way to do macro photography on the Olympus systems or the Panasonic system. I mean, Panasonic and Olympus both produce Micro Four Thirds systems, but Olympus has the better 5-axis image stabilization actually. So this, the best option. Cheaper option would be to use an extension tube like this. You can get for about 10-15 US dollars. I have 2 extension tubes, so the difference is that I think it allows you to get even closer if you use both of them combined, but if you just use one, then you can get a little bit further away. The other option, which is in between the extension tubes and the macro 60mm lens, is to use a magnifier. I have here Raynox system, so you can see Raynox macroscopic lens. They come in 2 models. This is the Raynox 250 and the Raynox 150. I think the difference is that 250 magnifies it even more, allows you to get closer. 150, you can take the shot further, I think. I may be wrong, but so let's just scratch that curiosity and try it out. All right, let's try and take a picture of this small little thing. Small little flower. All right, let's take a picture of that flower. Now, ZV-1 is also quite good in macro, but not as good as the Olympus system that I have. So anyways, this is the OMD EM10 Mark III. And I've equipped it with the 45mm lens. And let's see how close it can get. Center focus is not focusing at all. Come on, nail that focus, nail that focus, nail that focus. Nope, not nailing it. Hang on. Okay. Focus, focus, focus. I'm gonna do manual focus. No choice. You do macro to learn how to do manual focusing. What am I focusing on? No, it's there. So come on, come on, come on. No. Alright, this is a simpler setup. Taking a picture of an static object, not a flower that gets getting blown away by the wind. So this is the Olympus 60mm setup, and I'm gonna just do auto focusing. Okay. This is how close I can get. I can get even closer. Nope, doesn't let it do. Nope. This is as close as I can get. That distance. Okay. And there you have it. This is how close you can get. Okay. Let's try the 45mm with the Raynox. Next you have the Raynox. Let me try the Raynox 150. This is the Raynox. This is how it looks like. It has a 43mm thread, so I needed to use a step-up ring. And you just attach the lens like that, right? Turn on the camera, start taking pics. Okay. Can't go so close. So the Raynox 150 allows you to take a picture from this distance. It's further away compared to the 60mm macro lens. So there you have it. That's how it looks like. 60mm was even closer. Raynox 150, not too bad on the 45mm. Okay, now let's try the Raynox 250. Raynox 250. Okay. So it did allow me to go a little bit closer, right? So this is the Raynox 250. And 150, 60mm. 60mm, Raynox 150, Raynox 250. Now let's see what you can do with the extension tubes. Alright, like I mentioned, the extension tubes. It has this metal mount. So whatever lens you attach to it, you should still be able to do autofocusing. Not just metal mount, but it has that electronic contacts. So let's try one ring first, which is the 16mm one. Wrong side, silly me. This one is the contact. So the first ring is a 10 millimeter. Attach the 45 millimeter on it. So there you have it. Olympus 45 millimeter attached to a 10 millimeter extension tube. Oops, getting further away. Now, it does look like it is as good as the Raynox 150. So this is the extension tube, 10 millimeter extension tube. Raynox 250 and Raynox 150. So you see Raynox 150 and extension tube 10 millimeter. Looks the same, right? Okay, let's try the other one. Let's try putting on 16 millimeter. As in, add on the 16 millimeter. There you have it. Two tubes, stack, and on. Can I get nearer? Ooh, I can. How near can I get? Look at that. So 16 plus 10, so that's 26 millimeter. So that's 26. Oh, wrong. 10. So this is, yeah, so this is 26 millimeter extension tube. 10 millimeter Raynox 250, Raynox 150. Raynox 250, so it's even better than Raynox 250 in terms of focusing, in terms of ability to get a even closer shot compared to this. But nothing beats Mr. 60mm macro, right? 60mm, Raynox 150, Raynox 250, 10mm extension tube, and 26mm extension tube. Now, what happens if I were to add Raynox 250 on this? Let's check it out. Right, Raynox 250. So I should be able to achieve even greater magnification with the 26mm extension tubes plus the Raynox 250. Let's try it. Oh, yeah. The only problem is I need to get really close. There you have it. Raynox 250 can actually achieve the same magnification as the 60mm macro, but you sacrifice the distance. You have to get really close, really close. And if you're trying to photograph a bug, that bug fly away. So this is 60mm macro, and this is even closer than the 16mm macro marginally. So you can really achieve maximum magnification on an ordinary lens like the 45mm portrait lens using the extension tubes and Raynox 250. I'm sure there'll be some image quality degradation, but heck, just looking at this LCD, I don't see any. And if you're a layman like me, using this cheap setup, I think that would be a very budget way of getting into macro photography. Alright, there you have it. A cheapest way, extension tubes. 10-15 US bucks. Add in the Raynox 250. Raynox 250 cost me about 100 US. So you're gonna have both of these. Then it's about 110, 115 US. That's cheap because that's much cheaper because the Mzuko 60mm macro lens that was something that I bought new for about 500 US. So pick your poison. So that's scratch my itch for today. I hope you find it useful. So hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, let me know how I can improve further. Till then, take care and God bless.